All right, shifting focus to the big debate of the hour. The Congress leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi has launched a broadside against the BJP, accusing the party of tampering with the mandate in Haryana Assembly elections. In a press conference, Rahul Gandhi claimed that the theft of 25 lakh votes in Haryana, including 5.21 lakh duplicate voters, 93,174 invalid voters and 19.26 lakh bulk voters. He added that 1 in 8 voters in Haryana electoral list was fake. Dismissing Rahul Gandhi's vote theft in the Haryana Assembly elections, calling it false and baseless, the ruling BJP has accused the Congress of raising questions on the Election Commission to hide their failures and defame India's democracy. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju also accused Rahul Gandhi of trying to instigate the Gen Z and asserted that such efforts will never succeed as India's youngsters are wise not to fall for such provocations. Let's take a look at this face-off between Rahul Gandhi, the allegations that he has made on the BJP and the Election Commission, and a retort from the BJP.
कहाँ की लगती हैं? Anybody? Goa? Maharashtra? North? Is she from Haryana? You sure? You're absolutely sure she's not from Haryana? Okay, but she votes 22 times in Haryana. And she votes in 10 different booths in Haryana. And she's got multiple names. Seema, Sweetie, Saraswati, Rashmi, Vimla. Now what's interesting about this and why I'm opening with this slide. Go back please. Why I'm opening with this is because this happens in 10 booths.
दरअसल राहुल गांधी सिर्फ बीजेपी नहीं, हमारा देश का तंत्र है, जो क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशंस है, उसको टारगेट कर रहा है. आप देखेंगे वो आर्मी को टारगेट करेंगे, फिर कोर्ट का फैसला ठीक नहीं होगा तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट को, जुडिशरी को अटैक करेंगे, कहते हैं कि जुडिशरी बिक गया है, कहता है. इलेक्शन कमीशन, हमारा लोकतंत्र व्यवस्था को, जो क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन को क्वेश्चन करना, मतलब आप देश को टारगेट कर रहा है, हमारे सिस्टम को. ये एक बहुत सोची समझी षड्यंत्र है. मैंने आपको पहले भी कहा, बहुत से ताकतें हैं, आप लोग कभी व्यतीत है, मालूम है, देश में कई ऐसे लोग हैं और देश के बाहर, वो राहुल गांधी का एक मोहरा बना करके उसको यूज कर रहे हैं कि भारत का जो उभरता हुआ ताकत को, हमारे इमेज को नुकसान पहुंचाने के लिए राहुल गांधी जैसे लोगों को टारगेट.
All right, let's start this conversation. On the show with me is Mukesh Tyagi. He is this BJP spokesperson. Mukesh Tyagi, how do you react to the Rahul Gandhi press conference, the hydrogen bomb as he calls it, that he has dropped on the BJP and the Election Commission, particularly the big charge? How is it that a Brazilian model was shown voting 22 times in 10 different booths in Haryana?
This is exactly what I am saying. Good evening, Megha. You see, the point is Rahul Gandhi has become a very active balkanizing agent against India. I mean, his narrative consistently has been anti-India. He is saying there is no constitution in India, there is no democracy in India. All the institutions are subserving the interest of BJP or NDA government. So this narrative he has been building up to the extent of Rafael. He went and apologized to the Supreme Court. Now, hasn't he lost his credibility of claims? Hasn't he lost that he just wants to create a sensational politics? He said atom bomb will be dropped, hydrogen bomb will be dropped. You will see what will happen in this country when I will disclose some evidence he has in. No, you see, Brazilian model, that if that is there, let it be investigated. First of all, I'm not the spokesperson for Election Commission. If something has gone wrong, let the Election Commission give justification for it. When Election Commission asks for certain
but the big charge
questions,
is that the BJP, according to Rahul Gandhi and the Congress, is colluding with the Election Commission in vote theft. And he's spoken about what the difference of about 22,000 odd votes that was in the victory and loss between the BJP and the Congress in Haryana. He has also cited the exit poll, opinion polls that were touting the win for the Congress in Haryana with a large margin.
Megha, you know it, Haryana election, what happened? Between Huda and Shailja ji, there was an open feud. She was refusing to even share the stage with Huda because 70% candidates were distributed by Huda, and Shailja was completely feeling marginalized. So there was complete anti-Jat voters. They migrated to BJP because they were absolutely unhappy with the Huda holding the hegemony and running the Haryana election. He is not analyzing that. He was unable to strike a truce between both of them. Eventually, she came on stage and raised her hand reluctantly. You could see her body language. So entire Jat, anti-Jat voters shifted to BJP. So that was the reason why the election outcome was completely different. I mean, I'm not saying there is not possibility of any kind of discrepancy. If discrepancies happened, if you have a prima facie evidence, go to the court. Who is stopping you from going to the court? Court will completely, I mean, court has added Aadhaar as the 12th document for identification. Why will not court have taken into this consideration? 22 petitions are filed in High Court in Haryana.
Why they have not filed? Congress spokesperson, she's joining me on the telecast. Sujata, how do you justify this? Election Commission sources have come out and said that why weren't such appeals made by the Congress when the voting was taking place, when there were booth workers from the Congress who were monitoring the entire situation? Were they not privy to these discrepancies? If there is this woman who has voted 22 times in the same constituency, would it not be quite apparent?
Are you kidding me? A person who is a booth level agent of a particular booth, how does he know that this Brazilian model, or by taking the name of this Brazilian model, there is somebody voting in another booth? Her name is there in 10 booths. So when we are talking about this whole fiasco which is unraveling before us, it is clearly a murder of democracy. Because if there are 12.5% voters who are either duplicate voters, but they are all indulging in vote chori, it is for the Election Commission of India to come out and tell us how come that this Brazilian voter's name was, Brazilian model's name was present in so many voter lists. So the fact of the matter here is that in one house you have hundreds of voters. In various places you have duplicate voters. There is one woman who's going and voting at 223 places, and there are leaders of the BJP who ensure that there are, and the Jila Panchayat Sadasya, who is a BJP vice chairperson, he has actually got 60 people residing in his place, when the rule of the EC says that if there are more than 10 people registered in one particular booth, it will have to be checked on the ground by the EC. Fact of the matter, my last point, limited point, is that it is the responsibility of the Election Commission of India and not any political party to ensure that every rightful voter's name is in the voters list. 3.5 lakh voters were deleted from the voters list of Haryana. We have seen this happen. Why are they not sharing data of Form 6 and Form 7?
So now,
and if
Sujata,
these people have not voted at so many places...
Would it not be right and the natural course of action for the Congress to raise this and file a petition in court of law? And why has it not been done already?
How convenient this is. Whose responsibility is to ensure that fair elections take place in this country? The Election Commission of India. And it is not the responsibility of any political party to ensure that every rightful citizen of India has her or his name put in the voters list. It is their responsibility, and they have failed the voters of this nation. They have colluded with the BJP to ensure this has happened. Now you're talking about why don't you go to court? Every time you expect us to go to court, instead of that, why can't we all in one single voice say that these voter lists should be mended, these should be repaired, and these should be according to the law of this land, that every single person of this country
because it's a cause of concern. The big issue, the big agenda over here is, the big problem here is that the Congress at this point of time is accusing the Election Commission of colluding with the BJP. and Election Commission on the other hand has refuted all these charges. So would it not be natural to resolve this dispute, let the courts hear it, hear the arguments of the petitioners and the defendants and come to a conclusion? The similar way, the SIR case that was fought in the court, in the Supreme Court, there was a bench that heard the case and finally came up with a resolution.
Is that question for me?
Yeah.
Yes. So the fact is that for every little thing, you have to go to the Supreme Court, right? This is what your point is. So are you trying to say that when the results are out, the vote chori is being shown to the people of this nation by the leader of opposition, and then we approach the court? What will the court say? That the elections have happened?
All I'm saying is today when Rahul Gandhi puts out those electoral rolls, those voter ID rolls,
when
there is a discrepancy, the BJP comes out and says that this is a blatant lie. For it to be a justified proof and evidence, it is the stamp of the court that will be required for the Congress or any political party to hold its ground.
Megha, who is the BJP to be saying this? It should be the Election Commission that should come out and answer to the leader of opposition's charges. Because in this democracy, if they've been given the powers, they have the mandate to hold free and fair elections. It is their responsibility to come out and say, refute the charges or give proof. If we have given proof about this Brazilian model, why can't they come out and say that this is false and here the names are not there?
Is the Congress going to file their petition in court in this specific matter about this Brazilian model, the claim that is being made that she appeared under different names and went and voted at 22 times at 10 booths in a Haryana constituency? Will this be picked up by the Congress in the court of law?
First of all, the Election Commission should give us the details so that we can present the entire data to the court, right? And after that, definitely this should be taken to court and we will do it. But please understand, the BJP is refuting charges made and the Election Commission is saying, no, this is all false. We will come out with a rebuttal. What do you mean by a rebuttal? If this lady's name is there at 22 places, then they have to tell us how this happened. When they were correcting the voters list, how is it that people who are registered in UP are also registered in Haryana? How come they are voting over there? Why are they deleting the CCTV footage? Why don't they give the data of Form 17A to the public now?
Let's also hear it from a former Election Commission member who's joining me on the show right now, Mohammed Amin. How do you view the situation? The big allegations that have been made against the Election Commission, questions that are being raised, Congress is demanding more proof, more documents from the Election Commission to fortify their case and take it in the court of law.
I have seen the press conference today done by Mr. Rahul Gandhi. You see, all the charges are given to the Election Commission and he is giving the responsible, the Election Commission of India. Means he won't tell the public that the commission is related, means directly involved with the activities of the BJP and BJP is supporting to the Election Commission of India. But I am going to tell you very frankly that Election Commission is not a today formed by the Modi. This was formed by after the independence 1947, the election was started from 51, 52 till date. So there is no discrepancy you will find. You cannot find anything wrong with the election officials or election commission or election commission procedure. They are doing as per the law. Election commission is always giving the clarity for everyone. Every stakeholder is equivalent. Maybe the BJP or the Congress or the Samajwadi or anyone. But time to time you can find always they are blaming to the Election Commission of India. This is the practice of the opposition parties.
No, but they are not. Okay. Now I'm talking about this. I am not talking about generally when elections happen and opposition parties come out crying foul, saying that there was theft of votes, there was booth capturing and so on and so forth. But I'm talking about this. I do want to understand from you, what's your perspective? What is it that you have inferred from this press conference of Rahul Gandhi, where he has taken this specific case, he has come up with this image of a woman, she's a Brazilian model apparently, her picture was taken from stock photos, and her name, her picture comes in 22 times where different women under the different names and called her Sweetie and Saraswati and so on and so forth, and they've gone and voted. Do you think this is all? Do you think this is all a figment of somebody's imagination?
Listen, they have shown today a picture for the Brazilian model. That is not possible. Only any voter has their picture. They have to fix the picture with the voter ID card. But it's not possible in India. Actually, foreigners voters cannot register here. That is the fake only. And this is the matter of the investigation. This must be investigated
No.
properly.
So what it is, what Rahul Gandhi is trying to say is that there is a picture of the model, but the name changes depending on which area that person has gone to vote. So
this is the matter of the investigation, madam. Matter on investigation.
Yeah. So who do you think should investigate this?
Anything.
Who do you think this? Who do you think should investigate this?
And give it to the election commission for the inquiry request.
This is the job of the leader of opposition.
Without the request, we cannot. Election commission cannot do it any.
Then what are you sitting there for?
Over. Not today. I think.
Okay.
Back.
Okay, all right. I have with me Ahmed Ayaz also. He's a political analyst. Ahmed, what do you have to say about this entire story that obviously has become a headline?
Lot many complaints, there can be lot many allegations in state level elections when elections are held at whether it is Haryana or it is Bihar or any other place. A lot many things happen, it's always there, but the larger question is the allegation against the election commission, that to me looks to be most important as to what's it about. You see, if you raise an allegation against an election commission which is supposed to be very independent and autonomous that way, and to be believed and trusted upon, so that looks to be something very serious. If we say that Rahul Gandhi is leveling allegations, we can't treat him as an ordinary being, an LOP, and then belonging to the what you call it, the larger political party in India, which must have ruled the country for a number of years. So the allegations from his end, I think that cannot be immediately brushed away. Then the counter question will arise. Then if we raise an allegation against the working of the election commission, that they are biased, let us say, then the counter question will arise about the areas where election has been held and Congress has won, the way we call it, like Karnataka or the Himachal or so many other places. I mean, these are something very serious type of things. One side that we level an allegation, on the other side there can be counter allegation, counter reply, saying that then if you raise a question in Haryana or Bihar, then what about Haryana and then the places like states like Himachal or some other places? So this, of course, cannot be stopped here. To me, it needs to have a proper proof to prove if at all you are leveling an allegation against the most independent, in a way, the institution of the country. It needs to be based by proper, what you call it, proofs. And I think it cannot be none other than the courts to decide what exactly is happening and who is right. I think it needs to be, because it is going to create a chaos even in the whole country amongst the voters itself.
Okay, Mukesh, how do you view this? You think it would be judicious, and perhaps time has come to allow for cameras and surveillance to be present when voters come out and visit booths and cast their vote? This is a practice that is prevalent in certain countries, and they seem to have a success rate at being able to ensure transparency. during the voting process?
Yes, and everybody should have a right to vote. And that's the reason a robust mechanism has been created under Election Representative Act. You have a ERO, you have the publication of the voters list, then you can challenge it. There is a date given to that. So there is a whole lot of process. Form 7 for addition, Form 8 for deletion. So there are forms which are there. It is meticulously planned. But should we go to the court? Suppose, let us assume election commission and you have the dispute. Who will resolve this dispute? Why are you bringing BJP into this process? You should get into the court. And in Haryana, 22 petitions are filed. Congress did not file any petition so far. So, I mean, these guys are waiting for the Bihar election one day before, because there is a model code of conduct. Now they are trying to raise this issue. In 2024, Haryana election happened. They are raising this issue now. What were the BLO doing? What were the booth agents doing? So these people are waiting for this opportunity. They have lost, I think, in anticipation, they are creating this huge noise before the Bihar election to collect extra votes. I think their defeat is written on the wall. That's the reason this issue is coming up. Where is the hydrogen bomb?
I'm out of time, Sujata. I'm going to give you 30 seconds and I'll wrap this up.
In house number 265 in Hodal, there were 501 voters. This was the job of the EC to make sure that these were verified and these the wrong ones were removed. But you have removed names of voters right at the end, and then when you declare the final voters list, who is going to how is it going to be possible for anybody to challenge it when that is supposedly the final voters list? So clearly, the EC is working in collusion with the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is why it is the BJP which is coming to refute the charges. It is the BJP which is coming to defend the Election Commission of India. The fact is that
all right. On that note, I'm out of time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast. Serious allegations being made by Rahul Gandhi on the eve of the Bihar elections. What is going to be the conclusion of this debate that has once again arisen in wake of an assembly election taking place in our country? Stay tuned. We keep you updated on all these updates and more. Thanks for watching.